Good morning and welcome to this week of Business Community Support here. As we do every week on Thursday at 9 a.m., we bring in a variety of speakers talking about what's going on in our community, our region and state, and sometimes even nationally. I am Cheryl O'Hearn with Spin Market Plus Digital, and I am starting it out. Jed will be here shortly with Alpha Media. He had a prior commitment, but he'll be hopping on. And we have a great guest speaker today. We have Craig from the Green State Credit Union here, and he's going to give us some great insight as to what was going on when they opened on March 2nd. And then, of course, within about a week or two, COVID hit in 2020. So he's going to be talking about a lot of things as to how that impacted the credit union as well as their programs in the community, and talk about some fun things that they've got going for 2021. We also have Chris Patrick, who's always with us every week with Main Street Fort Dodge, and she's going to be talking about a variety of things. There's a lot of things that Main Street Fort Dodge, Main Street Iowa, and Main Street America are doing, and small business development. So we'll be talking about that as well. So thanks for joining, Chris. And of course we have Darcy today from the Small Business Development Center. And believe it or not, she just let me know that it's been a slow week. And it's
no, it's not been a slow week. It's been a really busy week. Yeah, that's why I don't have much to share.
But you don't have a whole lot of things on that we're going to be talking about. But you always have something. You always have.
Yeah.
Okay. So never a dull moment here on our business community support. So again, let's get going because I know Craig's got a lot of things to talk about. And as you all know, you can always ask a question here and we'll bring it up to Craig and get it addressed during our program. So Craig, tell us a little bit about yourself and Green State Credit Union.
You bet. Well, thank you very much, first and foremost, for inviting me to join you today on this program. A little bit about me. My name is Craig Schlienz. I am the market president for Green State Credit Union here in the Fort Dodge market. Prior to being part of Green State Credit Union, I was with First American Bank, which became Green State Credit Union since 2013. And before that, I was with another bank institution here in Fort Dodge when I came back to town in 2003. So I've been back in the community for a little over 17 years now, working in the financial industry and just kind of being involved in the community and things like that. I'm pretty much a Fort Dodge native. My family moved here when I was just a little baby, about 6 months old. So I grew up in Fort Dodge, went to school here. I'm a graduate of St. Edmund High School here in Fort Dodge. Spent 2 years at Iowa Central Community College before graduating from the University of Iowa in Iowa City. And then my wife is also a Fort Dodge native, well, from Badger, actually, the little town of Badger up north of Fort Dodge, but she's a Fort Dodge Dodger. And so we gradually made our way back from Iowa City through Des Moines and eventually back to Fort Dodge to start our careers and raise our family. So we do have one daughter, and she is a sixth grader at St. Edmund here in Fort Dodge as well, very active in lots of activities. So a lot of fun. We really enjoy the Fort Dodge community, and we are very happy with our decision to move back here 17 years ago. So as far as Green State Credit Union, Green State Credit Union acquired First American Bank last year. And so our first day of business as Green State Credit Union in Fort Dodge was March 2nd last year. To say it was an eventful week is a little bit of an understatement. So we had lots of things happening that week. I think that we were front page news for, I think, maybe 5 days in a row that week for various reasons. So we got a lot of press that week. And then we hit the ground running. We were very excited about the transition. And then COVID hit. So we have a lot of things coming our way as far as, being able to serve our members and all of our, First American Bank customers with the transition. Lots of questions were coming our way. So 2020 was filled with a lot of challenges for us. One of the great things I think about the transition, though, was our staff was ready and willing to take on that challenge. And the folks at Green State, as far as bringing us on board, were very, very helpful and really helped to navigate us through those challenging times, and continue to do that as we kind of hopefully come towards maybe the end of the pandemic, as vaccines are getting rolled out and people are going to hopefully start to be more comfortable coming out and coming back into our buildings and our businesses. so that we can help to serve them the best way we know how. So obviously a lot of things with the pandemic happened last year. Shortly after March, we closed our doors. So we closed our doors to the public. So it was just, no lobby traffic, and we had to go to the point of just helping our members either through our drive-up windows or over the phone. And so for people customers that became members of the credit union with the transition, that was a little challenging for them. There's a lot of questions, obviously, when you have a big change like that from one institution to another. How's my account being affected? Is my account number changing? All kinds of things like that. And so for us, that happened right in the middle of it. We didn't actually switch our systems over until May. And so in May, during all the shutdown and everything, we had to help our members navigate through all those changes. We're sending them lots of letters and sending them new debit cards and checks. And so just working through that. So there's a lot of time on the phone with our members, getting them comfortable, walking them through how to get into their online banking access and all those different things that go along with changing your accounts over from one to another. I'd been a part of this before at a different organization with a transition. And so it was my second time going through it. So I was kind of prepared for what was coming at us. You're never fully prepared. There's always unknowns and different things you maybe didn't think of that present themselves. And so you deal with the challenges the best way you know how. And I think our team performed very, very well. And Green State supported us 100% of the way and got us through it. And we're off and running now. So very excited about it.
And I think that brings up a great segue there for you as well to talk about what contactless type of activities did you find that you had to do, because you had to communicate a lot of information to your members of the bank, First American Bank, as you transition, and you're talking their money, and so they're very anxious to hear what's going on. So, did you have to implement any different ones besides letters and that type of thing, or what did you find was most beneficial, if any?
Sure, absolutely. So I think a lot of things, honestly, were already available to our members to use as far as contactless and online technology. But I think the adaptability of it, it was much more widely accepted and used with COVID and the pandemic. So several of those things would include, certainly mobile and online banking, huge thing, but more people probably adapted that with the pandemic. With mobile banking and our mobile app, being able to mobile deposit a check is something that many folks had not tried before. So I've helped several members myself get on board with that, and that's something that they've adopted and use frequently now. So being able to go on your online banking through your mobile app, click on deposit a check, take a picture of the front and back of your check, and basically hit deposit, and then it's in your account and you're done. So mobile deposit of checks is certainly a huge thing that's being adopted more frequently and more quickly than it was prior, possibly because people didn't know about it, or maybe it's because they like to come to the bank or the credit union and make their deposits in person. The other thing that we do offer, and Green State was on the leading edge of this, I think, is contactless debit cards and credit cards. So our credit cards with Green State are already contactless. So what that means is, when you go into a store that accepts mobile, wallets, like an Apple Pay or something like that, and they have the contactless radio frequency ID on their terminal, you can just take your card and literally wave it in front of the machine, and it'll recognize your card without actually having to put it in the machine and touch the machine. So with all the things with COVID and, sanitation of hands and touching and spreading germs, things like that, the contactless cards were a huge thing. So one of the things we did, this came live just after we had converted and sent new debit cards out. So when we converted to the contactless technology on debit cards, we offered our members all the opportunity to come in and have a new debit card printed here on site. They can just come into the bank anytime and have a new debit card printed at the premises with a contactless chip card technology with no fee to them. So that allows them to go to those stores that accept it and use that contactless debit card technology. So I think those are two of the primary ones that would come top of mind right now is mobile check deposit, and then also contactless debit and credit cards that we offer. Those are huge. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, and it's a whole different technology. I know my family actually was at First American and still with Green State after you transferred. And my husband likes to feel that check. He likes to take that check in. He likes to talk to the tellers, and he likes to go through the teller line. So you're right. It's a change for them on it. But again, I kudos to you for being so quickly able to adapt, as well as for Green State Credit Union to already have many of those digital opportunities available for you to use right away.
Yeah, I can say that in my experience over the last 12 months with Green State is that as an organization, we're very progressive on the leading edge of a lot of technologies. We're always looking for the most efficient way to do things, the best way we can serve our membership, and the best way that we can take those savings and give it back to our membership as well. There's a few things that we're doing as an organization that I'll talk about in a little bit as well, as far as giving back to the communities that I think are very exceptional and things that we do as an organization. But
well, one thing, Craig, I'm going to ask is many people are I don't want to say confused. They what is the differential between a bank and a credit union as far as Iowa law requires? Or
yeah, so a bank for the most part is a for-profit organization, and the profits and the earnings go back to the shareholders. So those that own share or stocks in the banks are the ones that basically receive those profits back in the form of dividends for their investment. The credit unions are member-owned, so it's a member-owned cooperative. Anyone who's a member of our credit union is an owner of our credit union. So when someone comes to us and opens an account, does a loan or things like that, they get a membership with our credit union. And so our membership is only $5. And then there's a field of membership. So certain folks are able to become members of the credit union cooperative. And Green State's membership field is the whole state of Iowa. And then we're also starting to get some of the bordering counties in some of our neighboring states as well. So Illinois, Wisconsin, South Dakota, some of the bordering states as well. We are able to do membership, and so they're able to access our checking accounts, our savings accounts, our money market, CDs, loans, all those great products that we offer, and with a lot of the best rates out there. And because we're member owned and those profits go back to the membership in our communities, that helps us to offer generally higher deposit rates or lower loan rates because those profits are going back to them in the form of savings and interest rates.
Right. And I know there's always that question of wondering what is the difference between a credit union and a bank. So great. Thank you for telling us that. So I do know that Green State Credit Union is very active in community. And I know you've got some things that you had planned for last year and probably had to put on hold. But you also have a great schedule of activities and community involvement for 2021.
Yeah, definitely. That was one of the most disappointing things I think about 2020 was that we weren't able to be out in the community and being visible and really introducing people to Green State and who we are as a company, as an organization. There just wasn't a lot of events going on, wasn't a lot of things to do from a social aspect. We definitely tried. I mean, we tried to do Farm to Fork, right, Chris? And that didn't turn out right. So we just kind of took things and moved them along a little bit. We still supported many, many different things in the community and were very supportive of different requests that we received, which was fantastic. One of the things that Chris brought to us with the Farm to Fork being kind of changed and scrapped at the last minute was we were able to light the Christmas tree up here at the top of Central Avenue with lights this year, and that was a fantastic sight. You could see it from all different areas. The tree is humongous, so if you look from any part of town, you can see that large Christmas tree downtown lit up. So that was kind of a cool thing we were able to do this year.
It was really cool because if you started 6-7 blocks down on Central, I mean, and the minute you turned, all you saw was those lights. I don't know, what was there, 10,000 lights on there or some astronomical number.
Sounds like a good number.
Sounds like a good number anyway. But yes, it was a very welcoming way to come into the downtown area, and I think it really set the mood. You know, it was difficult enough with COVID and holidays and not being able to do some of the contact things, but that just it made me smile the minute I saw it, the first time I saw it, and I enjoyed it every time that we went down there.
Well, Craig, we have to thank, Green State Credit Union again for being our partner in that project, because it impacted the whole community and not just the downtown. So thank you for going along with our crazy plan.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So one thing I do want to share before we get to the couple other things I want to mention today is, as far as stakeholders, Green State has 3 primary stakeholders when it comes to, our business and things like that. And so first and foremost is our membership, and we want to make sure our members are well taken care of. And so that's in the form of low loan rates, and we want to try to offer the best deposit rates for those who are depositing money with us as well. So we like to take good care of our members. Our employees are also our second stakeholder. So Green State takes fantastic care of their employees through wonderful benefits and just fun things that we do in the office, and we take great care of our people here at Green State. And then third is our communities. So we really love being involved in the community and giving back to our communities. So the more the credit union grows, we give a percentage of the size of our company. So we're $7 billion in assets right now, and that's growing. And so the more we grow, the more we're going to give back to our communities that we serve. And so we're very proud of that fact. And it's been wonderful for us the last 12 months to be able to do so many great things in Fort Dodge and the surrounding area. A couple of things that I'll point out, though, is with COVID that happened last year, Green State is, like I said, they're very progressive on the forefront of everything and always seem to be a step ahead when it comes to these type of things. So with COVID relief, we had a special loan program that went out for folks that were struggling with COVID. Maybe they had lost a job or they were furloughed or something like that happened to them, and there was just a lot of uncertainty last year. So Green State came out and said, hey, we've got this great low interest rate or no interest rate loan program. We'll lend you, I think it was up to $3,500, and it was 0% for a certain amount of time. And so that was for our membership to say, hey, if you need some help, come in and see us. We got this great loan program. We want to help you get through this and see what we can do for you. And so that was very successful. The other one was the derecho that went through and hit Cedar Rapids really hard. So we've got, 5 or so in the surrounding area there, Cedar Rapids branches in that area. So a couple different things. One is we had a derecho relief loan program, again, that we helped folks that were directly impacted by that derecho, whether it was damage to their house, displaced from an apartment, without power for days on end. So many different things that we wanted to help them out with when it came to that derecho. And then even after the fact, when they had damage to their homes and insurance claims and all kinds of stuff, but within like 24 hours, we had a loan program ready to roll and out there for those people to come in and talk to us and say, hey, I need some help. And Green State was there to help them out with that loan program. So also when it comes to our employees, we certainly had employees that were affected by the derecho as well. And so we came together as an organization, and we had an opportunity to also help those folks that are our teammates, our peers, and the folks that we work with every day to help them get through those tough times as well. So there's so many things I love about working here at Green State, and those are just a few of them that I wanted to point out as far as how we give back to our members, our employees, and our communities. So.
Well, and I think you bring up a really good point, Craig. The fact that you were able to implement in a 24 hours support on that type of thing, because these people have enough issues on it, and they don't have to be sitting there for days, weeks, or whatever, wondering if they can get some additional assistance right away. Being able to implement something like that so quickly is just a huge service for your members as well as your community.
Yeah, when you talked about people's finances and their money, when it came to the transition, there's really nothing more important to people than knowing that this is going to be taken care of, or if they don't know where to turn for help, what to do next. And that can be really, really taxing on somebody's mental health and their well-being, physical, everything. It can affect their life and how they operate. So being there in that time of need is, I think, really important as an organization for us to help people out like that. A couple of things we have coming up that I'm really excited about. The first one, we did this last year as well, but again, with COVID, it was kind of hard to get out there and really talk about it and spread the word. But Green State has a giving program called Give and Grow, And this particular one is called the Give and Grow School Match. And what we do is in communities that we have a branch office. So here in Fort Dodge, we have two high schools, Fort Dodge Senior High School, and we have St. Edmund Catholic High School. And so with those two organizations, we have an opportunity for our members to make contributions to each of these schools and have a matching donation and to match the request. So this year from April 1 till April 30th, so the whole month of April, our members can come in and make a donation to the school of their choice, and then Green State will match that up to $500, up to a total match of $7,500 per school. So both Fort Dodge Senior High School and St. Edmund Catholic School have an opportunity to get matching funds of $7,500. So if we have members that want to give funds, let's say it's St. Edmund Catholic School, and we reach $7,500, then Green State will match $7,500 for a total of $15,000 to that particular school. Fantastic opportunity for folks to maximize their contributions. So that is for members, and anybody can become a member in the state of Iowa. So if you're not a member today, you can come in and become a member of Green State. We'd love to help you get a membership set up so you can take advantage of the opportunity to match some funds and help out our schools here. So we have, Tom Miklos, Director of Development at St. Edmund Catholic School, and we have Nick Mosier at Fort Dodge Community School Foundation. Those two gentlemen are kind of leading that and partnering with us to make sure we get that word out and help folks to maximize those contributions and get that money to our schools. We love helping schools. We love helping kids in our community. And so that's one of the high priorities on our list of when it comes to giving back to our communities, our schools are top of the list. So we're very, very excited about that. So again, April 1st to April 30th. And the way it works is we actually have a link that will be out on our website. That'll be the Give and Grow School Match. And our members will just go to that link on the website and they can go in and say, hey, I want to make a contribution. Here's my account number. Here's my name. Here's how much I want to give. Green State will withdraw those funds from the account within a day. And then we'll match the funds and then send it to the school with one large check to them at the end of the time period. So very, very successful. Last year, we actually were able to make it successful without even being out and talking about it too much. We made some phone calls and said, hey, we have this opportunity. Would you like to take advantage of it? And people were very generous and did take advantage of it. And we were able to maximize those contributions last year. So that was awesome.
That's great. That's a great community project for their, and again, you simplified it for them so they could just go to their website and be able to go in and donate directly there. Another touchless opportunity for them to use on it.
Yep,
great.
absolutely.
Okay. So I know you've got some other things in the works going on, and tell us some more.
Yeah, we do. So one of the things that Green State also does is we partner with Trees Forever. And so for every checking account that we open in a year through all of our branches in the state of Iowa, we will commit to planting a tree in partnership with Trees Forever. And so last year it was about 20,000 trees we pledged to plant last year. And so those opportunities are coming up now this year, and Fort Dodge has been selected as one of the locations that is going to have one of these tree seedling distribution sites. And so here at our location in Fort Dodge on Central Avenue, we are going to have a distribution point on May 10th, and we're still working out all the details and everything, but right now it's May 10th from 4 to 6 p.m. We're going to have a seedling distribution here at our branch office in Fort Dodge on Central Avenue. And so we're really excited to partner with Trees Forever. Again, so it's for every account open, we give out information about planting trees. And so we think this is a very important service to our community and to our environment to get trees planted back in the ground and help our environment and things like that. So we're very excited about planting those trees and getting that initiative going as well. So as more details come out, we're certainly going to share those. We'll share them through all the different media outlets. We'll be sure to share it through the Growth Alliance and everybody else who's got a large list of email distributions and things like that. So we're going to utilize our partners and our different resources to make sure the word gets out and everybody can participate in this fantastic event with us as well.
Great. What a great way to stay green and promote your namesake as well out there. Very good. Yeah. So what else? What other things? What would you like to see the community work with you on? Is there any in your wish list that you would like to challenge or to put out there? Or I'm kind of throwing that right at you, Craig. That was things we talked about before.
Most definitely. So since Chris is online here as well, we really want to kind of be the anchor. So we're kind of at the top of Central Avenue and the entrance to the downtown. And so we really want to try to drive more traffic to the downtown area. We've got so many tremendous small businesses that surround us in our location right here. I'll just throw out all the fantastic folks over here at Kirchner Square, from the Dairyette to Salon Posh to Rush Hour to Homespun Collection to Tilly's Quilts and Studio Fusion. All these fantastic places right next door to us. I mean, so that's 5 or 6 small businesses right next door to us that I can think of. Certainly the Dairyette's driving lots of traffic now since they opened their doors on March 1st. If you drive out of this place at 6 o'clock at night when you're leaving the office, sometimes it's hard to get out of your parking spot because the line is so long.
And it can be 20 below, and they don't care. They're still standing, or they've
been waiting a good 2 months for that ice cream, so they couldn't wait to get there no matter what the temperature was.
Right.
So that's certainly exciting to see. We love to partner more with all of the downtown businesses. You know, Mary Kay, I saw, I think in the paper this week that they're doing an Easter egg hunt downtown. So participating businesses can put Easter eggs in their windows. We want to be a part of that. We're a part of the downtown, just like all these other small businesses, and we want to contribute to the revitalization and of the downtown area, get folks down here to shop and see what great things these folks have to offer through their small businesses. So I think a lot of times they're kind of the hidden gems. And once you walk into these stores, you'll be amazed at what you can find and the great things that they have to offer. And so that's, I think, a point that I want to drive home, is that we're downtown and we want to make sure our businesses downtown are successful.
Right. Yeah. Well, and there's so many neat things going on with all the new facade work. I mean, I can't wait to see what things are going to look like here. I've been watching across the street from our office and looking at the changes between the Brass Monkey, Jim's Computer, and then that small area right between there. They've got that they're painting it, and it just, what a big difference. It just, it's amazing what new windows and a little bit of paint and some changes of the facade, how it can make a dramatic, I mean, the whole 10th Street area from Central to First Avenue North is going to look like a brand new area here in just a few days.
No, great you point that out, because I was driving downtown last week and noticed they were putting up the new canopies over Little Joe's Computers down there. Yeah. Man, what a difference that makes on that corner there. That's fantastic. So it's wonderful to see these projects come to fruition, because you hear about the grants and all the fantastic stuff that we're getting, and then it just takes a while for things to start progressing. All of a sudden, bam, you have these new canopies and these new windows showing up, and it's like, man, that makes a huge difference. And so very exciting to see those things starting to happen downtown and see the finished product, because it does make a huge difference, like you said, as far as the visualization of what you see there. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, if that can help lead people downtown to scope it out and walk in those doors, it's going to be fantastic.
Just sets another level of pride out there, and you see that, and you're going, you know, it's like anything else. If in your house, when you paint or do a cleaning, it's not any different. It just adds a whole different level of pride and excitement, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen here as it warms up and people are getting out and about a little bit more.
Yeah. Another downtown project I'll mention that Green State is also supporting is the Phillips Middle School, the auditorium renovation project. And so there's a group of folks that are taking that on to try to rehabilitate that auditorium area in Phillips Middle School for future performance needs, future rehearsal needs. It's a much needed space, from what I understand, in Fort Dodge for the arts and different things, to be able to use that space for different purposes. So as a part of our celebration group, also toured through that, took a look at it just to see what was going on down there. And so Green State has pledged support for that project. And so just another one of those downtown gems, I think, that's really hidden, that many people probably have never even seen that space before. Unless you went to school there, a lot of folks maybe haven't seen that space. So I think that can be a real hidden treasure downtown if they keep that going, raise those funds, and are able to get that project off the ground. And they're making good progress, from what I understand, as far as fundraising goes. And that could be another huge draw for the downtown area, is that Phillips Middle School auditorium for future performances and things like that. So I think that'll be another great thing for the downtown area. And speaking of celebration, we're going to have a concert this year in July.
Yeah,
we're excited about that.
Well, and I was just gonna bring that up. You know, Craig, I know I've known you ever since you came back into town as an ambassador and working with the Growth Alliance and that type of thing in Chamber. But you have always been very busy in the community. Can you tell us some of the projects that you're working on in the community? I know you were on the soccer group for a while. I don't know if you still are, but Celebration and those. Can you tell us a little bit about your community involvement?
Yeah, so again, with COVID last year, things kind of all got pushed aside, and so it was difficult. A lot of Zoom meetings, a lot of things done virtually, and so that was a bit of a change. But yeah, so Celebration is one of the organizations I'm heavily involved in now. Is trying to help plan and promote the concerts that we do in Fort Dodge, and so I've been on the board there I think for the last 6 or 7 years. And so that's the organization that puts on the summer rock concert out at, for the most part now, it's at Harlan Rogers soccer fields. Mm-hmm. And so very fun organization to be a part of, great people to work with, and just a great event for our community and the surrounding area. I mean, we bring people from literally all over the country into these concerts, and sometimes from outside the country that come to see our shows. And so we really pride ourselves on putting on a good event that's well organized, well run. And so that's a lot of fun. And then we brought it downtown 3 or 4 years ago with the Downtown Country Jam, which is probably one of my favorite events of the year because it's such a quick and easy one. We go in there on a Friday, we shut the street down, set the stage up, we have a concert on Saturday, and then we clean it up and things are back open on Sunday. And so it's so easy to get in and out of when you're working downtown on Central Avenue. And I have to give a shout out to Jim Reed for his vision to make that come to reality, because when he first talked about it to the board, and we all just kind of gave him this dumb blank stare saying like, what are you talking about? And I drive down there after Mass on Sunday evening, and Jim's down there looking on Central Avenue, figuring out how he can have a concert down there. So we owe a huge debt of gratitude to Jim for what he's done for our organization as Celebration, but as a community, for bringing that type of entertainment to Fort Dodge. So it's phenomenal. It's a lot of fun being a part of that group and organization. So Celebration's one that I'm involved with. I'm part of the Noon Kiwanis Club here in Fort Dodge. We're a small but mighty group, and so we do the best pancake breakfast in Fort Dodge every year. But raising funds for kids. So Kiwanis is all about taking care of kids, and so we support programs like the Butler Blast or Dodger Academy after-school programs and things of that nature. So Kiwanis and service clubs of all types. So people who are in Rotary, Lions, Sertoma, Kiwanis. I can't say enough about those groups and what they do for our community and for our kids. And so if there's anything that I think as far as a message to younger folks and our younger professionals that are coming back to Fort Dodge is try to get involved in a service club, because the amount of money these folks pump back into the community, adopting parks, look down at Snell Crawford Park, what the Rotary Club has done down there for that park, and look at what Sertoma does with Lights at Kennedy. And so there's so many different things. The Lions Den down there, they do so many great things as well as a club, and then the Kiwanis clubs here in town as well. Service clubs are so important to our communities. That's a really important thing that I am involved with as well. And then I'm really right now heavily involved with Holy Trinity Catholic Parish and St. Edmund Catholic School. I went to school there, obviously. I'm a member of Holy Trinity Parish, and my daughter goes to school at St. Edmund now. So that's kind of on the high priority list for me, is making sure I support the school and in any way I can. Volunteerism, serving on boards, committees, different things like that. We need folks to step up on all types of committees like that, whether it's school, churches, your parish, whatever you belong to. Getting involved is really important. I really think that volunteers kind of make the world go around. And without good volunteers, our communities wouldn't look the way they do. I mean, everywhere you look, you can see that there's a volunteer behind something great that's happening in that community. And without that, I think we'd be in a much different place. So,
you're exactly right, Craig. It's those volunteers that really make it, and they're many times the unsung heroes of that. We don't always toot our horn enough. For those people, and they're very, very important to get anything done. And you just brought up Snell Crawford Park. I'm a part of the Noon Rotary, and I think there's probably $250,000 that the Noon Rotary has physically spent in that park over the years, as well as a variety of other things. So, and that's just one project that I know of and have been part of. But you're right. We need volunteers, and we're excited with the new people coming back into our our community. And these are great ways to meet other people and start working with people like Craig and Chris and Darcy and everybody else here that does a lot of volunteering.
Well, just to interject, Green State Community Credit Union actually has a great volunteer program for their employees. I mean, Natalie Newell is on our board, and Green State has really supported our organization, not just with investment annually, but with Lunch on the Square, the tree lighting, like he mentioned. So, do you want to talk about that, Craig, about how the credit union supports their employees to volunteer?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this year, Green State has introduced kind of a Volunteer of the Year award. And so we're encouraged to go out and kind of report our volunteer hours and different things that we do within the community. So it could be, like I said, serving on a board or committee, attending board meetings, things of that nature, maybe going to a local food bank and participating in something like that, or it could be something like giving blood. So giving blood is basically taking your time volunteering, that you're helping out the community and you're providing a service to somebody. So we try to track all those things, and we encourage our employees to do that. Last week on Friday, for example, in our office here, we had kind of an after hours thing on Friday evening after work, just kind of a wind down thing. And we put together some paper packets for 4-H programs. And so I partnered with Lindsay Kavanaugh over there at 4-H, and I said, hey, I've got some folks. We can put these things together for you. And it was a very simple thing. We just kind of had a little assembly line, and we put together these kits for them because they needed somebody to do it. And so I said, sure, we'll take care of it. And we had, I think, 10 or 12 people together last Friday. We put them together. It took about 15 minutes, and we were done. And I said, make sure you log your hours. Yep. So it's great because Green State recognizes the Volunteer of the Month. So they'll kind of go out and see who's been recording and putting their hours down. And then they'll kind of draw and say, hey, great job. This is our Volunteer of the Month, and you get a gift card. I mean, so they really, really encourage all of our employees to give back to the community, just like we do as an organization. I mean, it's great to give out, funds and support people financially, but many places also need physical people and bodies to help do things. So I'll just kind of take it back to celebration. When we do a concert, we need 400 to 450 volunteers to put on a show. So we have wonderful, wonderful corporate sponsorships, right? Lots of business in our community that give us money to do these things to help underwrite the cost of doing the show. But we can't serve all the people that come out there and make sure that we have them sitting in the right spots and serve them food and beverages and take their tickets and make sure that everything runs smoothly without a good set of volunteers. So community involvement is not just writing checks. It's about being present and actually showing up to help with what needs to be done. So yeah, it's fantastic that as an organization that they support us in doing that and giving our time. Great.
Well, that's the kind of stuff that we love to hear, and we just don't get that information out as much as what we should. I'm in the marketing world, and I can tell you, no matter, you just can't get it out enough and show what's going on there, because we really need to tell our story better. And that's a great way, Craig. People going out and giving them kudos. I'm sure that gift card is great, but they also get the enjoyment of doing something very tangible for, like with the 4-H, actually doing something that they could see was being productive, and I'm sure Lindsay was jumping up and down because it took you 15, 20 minutes, where her doing it herself could have been sitting there an entire afternoon, even with an assembly line, and trying to put it together. So great job.
Yeah. I'll throw this back too and maybe give a plug to the Growth Alliance. But, Cheryl, I think we first met maybe in leadership for Dodge a long time ago now. But part of that program,
I was in the very first class of leadership, and I'm the oldest committee member as well. I'm there.
Well, I mean, talk about a great program for our community, and it makes me feel good every year when I see that class fills up so quickly. It's almost like it's hard to get into it. And
it is. There's a waiting list.
Yeah, there's a waiting list to get into that. But one of the greatest things about that program, I thought, was the community involvement session, where you have people from the community come in and talk about the different projects that are going on. And I think for a lot of folks, that's very eye-opening to see all these things that happen in the community. And as a younger person, you might think that, oh, these things just kind of happen. I'll look back at like Frontier days when I was a kid. I show up to the parade, get my candy, go home, and I'm a happy camper. But as you get into your professional life and your careers, you realize that, hey, that there's committees, and then they need your help, and show up for a meeting and volunteer your time and donate. And really, that's when things got to come full circle for our kids and for our families and the future generations to grow up and enjoy these things. We've got to keep them going. And so I really enjoyed that part of the leadership class, especially because I think that's a really important message that our young professionals need to hear.
And I what we also hear in the Fort Dodge leadership in regards to that and the entire program is, I didn't know that even existed. I didn't know that group was here. I didn't know. I heard about them, but I didn't know what they were doing. So that's the resonating comment that we get year after year at leadership. Fort Dodge is, I didn't know. And so again, we really have to work at telling that story within our community and each of these organizations, and how important they are and their volunteers are, and having groups like Green State Credit Union being able to provide that information, or that support, and being very vocal with it, because you do have a great platform to let that information out and tell the community what's going on.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Volunteers most of the time don't do it for the recognition.
No,
they do it because they know that the help is needed out there. And yes, it does give you a certain sense of satisfaction as a volunteer to know that you're giving back, and to be charitable with your time and talents and things like that. But that's not why people do that. They do it because they know there's a need, and somebody that's planning an event needs the help, and so that's why you do it.
Yeah, and both of my children will tell you that I drug them along many times on volunteer projects, and they helped. And it wasn't that I said that they just knew they had to go. But what's been really rewarding is watching the programs that they're volunteering in their communities now. And I didn't tell them they had to do that. I just hope that the fact that I made them tag along was instrumental in getting them to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, Craig, this has been very enlightening. And like I said, you had plenty of time to talk, and you had no problems filling up.
I'm nervous about that, but
well, and that's what we joke about. When we started this a year ago, we had no idea that we could fill an hour, and we're getting to the point now where it's 9:59, and we're going, okay, guys, we got to shut it down. So great conversation. I'd like to have you hang around, Craig, because we're going to go in and talk with Chris and Darcy, and then I've got a program that we're going to hit up on as well. So Chris, let's turn it over to you. What's going on at Main Street?
Well, we've got some great things going on. So we have that virtual small business coaching service. Fort Dodge is a pilot program. Robin Bostrom, the business specialist at Main Street, Iowa, gave us a call a couple of weeks, and we jumped on this opportunity to find another resource for our small businesses in the downtown. So we're in partnership with Main Street, Iowa, and Main Street America and the Rural Ideas Network to offer this new service. So basically, it's a free service, and our businesses can go online and register to talk to an expert in the industry on a wide range of topics. So it can be digital marketing, it can be time management, financial ends, how to place products to get more people to come in your door. So like window displays, and also for service businesses. So it's not just for retail or restaurants. So any business in the downtown can take advantage of this opportunity. We have it for 6 months. And depending on how much it's used, the state of Iowa may decide to purchase this and offer it to all 54 communities. So we're really lucky. We're one of 6 communities that's doing it right now. There'll be more information on our website, or you can give me a call at the office, which is 515-573-3172, or just reach out on our Facebook page, and I'll get back to you on that. So wanted to tell everybody about this. And just a reminder, it is for businesses in our district. So it's that 33 square blocks. Also, this is citywide, so we can go to the next slide. Main Street America has their Main Street Now conference coming up. And that conference has one day all about small business. So it's Small Business Day on April 13th, and it's free. So if you own a business and you would like to put your earbuds in and listen to that day of classes at no charge, please follow the directions that's included on this slide. There's a little code on there somewhere. And the offer is good through March 22. So we've got just about a week before that deadline closes. But what a great day. April 13th, lots of great resources. Experts across the country will be talking about different ways to continue your recovery from COVID-19, better explore digital marketing and e-commerce, along with a lot of other drivers to get people walking back in your front door. So great free resource. As Darcy said last week, that's what this show is all about, is making sure that we're really connecting the people that need these opportunities with some really great, and in this case, a national resource. Just a quick update on the DTR, like Cheryl mentioned earlier, our facade project should be wrapping up by the end of April. Depending on the weather, we'll get all that painting done. So 12 businesses will have new faces in the downtown. So really excited about that. Also, our Main Street Matters, that's where we bring businesses and business people together, will be occurring in person April 13th. Again, check out our Facebook page later on and you will see those, all the information on that. And Craig mentioned our egg hunt. So again, you can find that information on Shop Local Shop Central, and the eggs that you can color are on there, along with the information for the event. And basically people can just walk or drive through the district. This one doesn't have prizes attached to it, but just a fun way to get the family out walking around downtown. And then look for more details on our Chicks Night Out, which is April 15th. That is what's going on, and it's in a nutshell, right?
That's great. Okay, well, Darcy, you want to give us a little update what's going on at North Central Iowa Small Business Development Center?
Absolutely. And I just have to say, I've really thoroughly enjoyed the conversation on volunteering. I'm a big volunteer myself. And I believe that regardless of where you are in your life, whether it's time and talent that you can give or whether it's writing a check, we're all in it together and we're better together. So I love to hear, you talking, Craig, about what your organization's doing. And I just, I've thoroughly enjoyed that part of the conversation and learning more, obviously, about Green State Credit Union, but that really kind of resonated with me. So I had a couple of things I wanted to share. And primarily, our center is just going insane right now. We have for a long time been involved in a lot of startups where we're working on business plans and cash flows and those kinds of things. We right now have that going on as always, but we've also got into a lot of providing assistance with revolving loan funds. Right now, Pathfinder still has money in their revolving loan fund from the CARES Act. So it's a 0% interest for 1 year, and then it goes to the prevailing rate at the time that the loan was approved. So we're seeing businesses applying to expand their businesses, to purchase equipment that they need. The key with that particular revolving loan fund is you need to retain or add jobs. That's the critical part of that revolving loan fund. But we're getting a lot of people calling our center and needing help in pulling together the application and the financials on that. We've also been working a lot with businesses who have come through the pandemic and realized, oh crap, we need to restructure our financing. We need more working capital. We need whatever. And so we're working with them on some higher level. We've also got a lot of, believe it or not, succession planning, people who are looking to sell their businesses and have been in it for 30, 35, 40 years. They need valuations done. We can work with them. They're not certified valuations, but they will work for helping figure out what the business is worth to move forward. We're working with businesses that are just trying to grow. We're also working a lot with people who are acquiring existing businesses. So we've got people exiting and people entering, and it's just wow. So this week has just flown by, and we're doing a lot of education. And I know Cheryl's got an opportunity she's going to share with everyone, but I've had 4 presentations this week for different chambers or council of governments, all on marketing and helping their members. So it's just been a really crazy week. We also, I wanted to note that we do have those photo boxes. And Chris, I don't know if you're around this afternoon, but I could drop off a couple when I'm downtown. And those are free to anybody to be able just to call and pick one up and use it and return it. And we've got quite a few here that we need to get out throughout our 13 county region that we cover. Every community is slated to receive one. So, reach out if you want to pick one up to use. And we've got them at the center here. I just thought it would be convenient to have them downtown with Chris for businesses down there to swing through and pick them up.
And just let people know, oh, there we go, the recovery kit. But just the photo that Darcy is talking about, it's designed for you to take a much higher quality photo of a product that you're selling, no matter what it is out there. And that's the idea of the photo box on there. So it's a great way you to learn how to do that better.
Absolutely. And we also have a packet to go with each of the photo light boxes, maybe a better way to say it. And it's all on how to take good photos. And I know, Chris, I think you're working with some interns possibly on doing some photography work. So we'll have those available for those interns to use. If you need more, just let me know and we can get them to you for that project. I also wanted to note real quick that, and I think, Chris, you were touching on it when we were chatting right when I was coming into the show today, that the Iowa Economic Development Authority has extended the deadline for their pandemic impact survey that is out right now. You have until the 24th at 5 p.m. And what they're looking there for is to get input from businesses on what they've seen through this past year, and to get input for potential future programs and things like that. So it's a really good opportunity to just put your voice out there and be part. Again, you're volunteering your time to answer some questions that could truly impact and make a difference for you and your business. So I think those are the key things I wanted to touch on. So for not having a lot prepared, I
you did well.
Listening to all of you talk, I was thinking about that. But like I said, I hope at the onset that people, we mentioned it last week, that there are so many resources available. And I've had conversations this week with folks saying, I didn't know you guys did that. Well, you don't know what you don't know. So use those networks, talk to your lenders, talk to your chamber directors, talk to your economic developers, talk to other business owners, talk to your Main Street, find out if you have a question. There's potentially resources there that can assist you for no cost, that can get you directed to where you need to go to get the right answers. So so don't, our services cover the gamut from, hey, I got this really crazy idea, what do you think? Hey, let's flush it through and see if it's viable, to, hey, I've been doing this job for 40 years and I'm ready to retire. Can you help me put my business in a position that I can sell it? And we do everything from that to that and in between. So it's a fun time here. So
great. Well, and we really thank you and Kimberly for being part of this weekly program. And what you said there, this is the whole idea of this program, is only to be a resource. Everybody's volunteering their time. There's no finance.
I learn a lot every week. I learn something new and I love it. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Our budget is very slim. Oh, there we go. There's Vanna.
I was finding this box, Darcy. I wanted to say thank you. I've got a couple of these left.
Do you want some more?
Oh, if you want to give them to me, I'll take them. I have a couple of these left. So if anybody's in the downtown business-wise and wants one of these really great recovery kits, I got a few pictures as people got those. They were just so thrilled. So thank you, Darcy and the SBDC, for supplying those.
I appreciate your help in distributing those. So we're all better together, right?
We are.
Yeah, thank you. Well, we do have a program coming up that is being sponsored by North Central Iowa Small Business Development Center, the Greater Fort Dodge Growth Alliance, as well as Iowa Central Business and Community. So if you want to put that slide up, it is a series of 4 digital workshops that we're hosting starting March 24th. They're only an hour long. We have 4 of them in a row, March 24th, April 7th, April 21st, and May 5th. We do have some spots at the college where you can be on site, but we are also going to be offering a virtual option as well. Cost, come on, guys, $25 for all 4 sessions. That's, a little over $5 if you're a Growth Alliance member, and $40 for non-members. So you can go in and get in touch with Skyla, as well as go online. Topics that we're going to cover, they're all designed to help you as a business better understand how you can use your digital platforms and how you can look good online. We've talked a lot about that today, how you look online, and really how you look online is your storefront now. That's how you have to look at it. Whatever you are doing online, that is your storefront to the world. And you only have a few seconds to look good online. And there's some really simple techniques, but a lot of people just don't understand them. So we're going to talk on the 24th on Google and Google My Business. On the 7th, we're going to talk about data and analytics. And a lot of people, it's boring, but the information that we're able to pull together on that, the data and analytics, helps you as a business to better target and understand your market. So many times I'll hear clients saying, well, everybody's my market. No, not really. No. Not everybody. You want to think that. We all want to think that everybody wants whatever we have, but that's not necessarily your market. And that's where you get frustrated, because you think everybody is your market, and you're not getting the results that you're looking for. And as some of my clients will say, they always hear me say, please be patient. Be patient. I swear it'll work. Be patient. Just trust me. On the 21st, we're going to talk about website and online foundation. I had a client yesterday out of Georgia we were talking to, and I was looking at his website, and I said, I bet you have a high bounce rate. And he goes, yes. How did you know that? And I go, oh, there was just some telltale signs there. And he says, yeah, that's where we get criticized all the time, is that people don't look at our website. They hop on and then they hop off. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how your online foundation is. And then on May 5th, we're actually going to talk about digital marketing and the digital marketing out there, geofencing, digital ads, local ads, Google searches, Facebook, Twitter. It's just text messaging. All of those things are digital marketing. And we'll talk about how each one works and giving some insight. Now, each workshop's only an hour long, so we've got a lot of stuff we'll be covering in that hour, but you'll be able to walk away with some good information. So if you are interested, contact Skyla at the Greater Fort Dodge Growth Alliance, or you can also go in and sign up online and let them know if you want to be on site or you want to have the virtual option for this program. So pass that along to everybody out there. You know what, guys, we're at 9:58 here. I'm still on time from last week, guys. We're on 9:58, so we filled another hour. Thank you so much. As always, this program is brought to you by Alpha Media and Jed Burns, market manager. We could not thank him enough, because he always makes sure we have production and somebody helping us behind the scenes. Of course, Darcy with the North Central Iowa Small Business Development, which is also Iowa Small Business Development. Chris Patrick, Executive Director with Main Street Fort Dodge, and I am Cheryl O'Hearn, Digital Marketing Specialist with Spin Market Plus Digital. We will be back next week. I think we're waiting on a ag confirmation of an individual that's going to be talking. So that's going to be our program next week, and then we're going to do a one-year wrap-up. Can you believe it? 1 year, we had no idea when this concept came up in March of 2020, kind of like you, Craig, didn't know what was going to happen. And we put this together, and we'll be celebrating 1 year in April. So very exciting. A lot of information over that 1 year. And Darcy, I'll have to agree, I've learned a lot. I think I know a lot of stuff. So it really helps to hear those details. And Craig, you were great information today as well. Well, thank you, everyone, and have a great week. And we will see you again next Thursday at 9 a.m.